Hello, everyone. I'm Nishant Verma, founder and franchise developer at Franchise to World. Welcome to my podcast, Franchise Forward. Well, Franchise Forward is my way of providing insight, strategies, success stories that inspire and guide the aspiring franchise owners through engagements with successful franchisees, franchisors, and all the industry experts out there. Well, today we're joined by two incredible guests. Andrew Farmer and Samantha Patel. Well, they are the franchise owners of Bricks for Kids in Montreal, Quebec. They are making waves in the world of STEM education using hands-on Lego bricks based learning to teach kids valuable skills of STEM. Well, Samantha is a single mom and a mother of four beautiful daughters. She is the proud co-owner of Bricks for Kids Montreal, West Island, with over 20 years working in corporate, education, programming, and community work. Also, the founder and co-owner of Animation Kids, providing services to children and families all over the island of Montreal. The second guest, or I should say the co-owner of Bricks for Kids Montreal West Island, we have with us Andrew Farmer, also the founder of Kids in Motion and co-owner of Animation Kids. Well, Andrew has over 3 decades of experience working in education and programs for children. I love his inspiring quote where he says, active kids are healthy kids. Today, I have the honor of diving into their journey, explore the world of children's education, franchising, and learn what it takes to build a thriving franchise. So let's get started. Okay, Andrew and Samantha, welcome to the show once again. And before we get into your franchise journey, tell us a little bit about yourselves. What were you doing before getting into franchising? Anyone can start.
Ladies first.
Yeah.
Before I started getting into franchising, I've been working in the education system for almost 19 years, about 15 years, I would say. I've done a lot of HR corporate training. I've done a lot of customer work, lots of volunteering and community and charitable organization work. So a lot of my field of knowledge is coming together from a lot of different elements of what I've done. I've tried a lot of new things. Education was the most. I love working with the children and programming. So I've created and instilled programs in the schools with fundraising and charitable stuff while also recreating school programming. So I kind of started there, and then through networking, I advanced. So this is where I am today.
Brilliant. Thank you. Andrew, how about yours?
So for me, my family's always been in education. So my mother's a director of a school, and I eventually got into myself to education. So I've been teaching for about 30 years. I actually have a degree in finance, but I decided to go away from finance because I really like the idea of working with children and getting them to explore different things and one-on-one, because I've had a lot of teachers in my life that were like great influencers, so I kind of wanted to give back that. And then eventually I branched out and created my own companies and really wanted to work with, I'm more on the physical and the sports side for the children, and also arts and crafts and things like that, bringing back the ideas that I grew up with in like for camps and for the schools. So I really wanted kids to be hands-on and be proud of what they've done.
Sure. Great. And that brings me to a follow-up question, Andrew. What inspired you to get into the franchising space and specifically Bricks for Kids?
I guess what inspired me was it was Samantha actually. One day we had a meeting, and because I've already, like I said, I've already been into a lot of sports programs, arts and craft programs. But I think the technical aspect of like doing for kids like STEM and things like that was really growing in our area, and I didn't have any like knowledge of that or that part of my company. So I decided Samantha approached me one day and we spoke, and it was like, hey, it's a great idea. Let's get on board together as a team and offer this to the children. Because unfortunately, one of the franchises around the area was going to close down, and we didn't want the kids to miss out on that. So it was a great opportunity to team up together and keep exploring it.
Cool, very cool. And Samantha, did you always see yourselves as an entrepreneur, or was it a shift from a different career path? What was it?
No, I didn't see myself always as an entrepreneur. I was always behind the scenes. I love doing the work I do. I'm very community oriented, but I've worked in a lot of corporate stuff. So a lot of behind the scenes all the time. So it was quite new for me, but I think when I got working into the school system, it kind of changed my views of what I wanted to do. And then, like Andrew said, the opportunity hit, and that's when I took that bigger leap. And it's been good.
Yeah, it is. Great. So, my next segment, I want to focus on the Bricks for Kids experience. So, Samantha, again, goes to you. Bricks for Kids is such an innovative concept, learning through Lego bricks. Can you tell us how the franchise operates on a daily basis? This is for all those out there who want to really get into a Bricks for Kids franchise.
So on a daily basis, I would say that most of the things that we do are working within schools or creating camp programs, or some people will call them field trips. We call them workshops here in Montreal. But what it is that we try to instill the programs in the schools. So we try finding ways of connecting with the schools and offering the kind of programs, yes, so between the coding, the robotics, and the Legos, and making sure that we offer it through the whole entire system of all ages and not just specific targets of ages. And it's important. So we work with many teachers and stuff like that. So a daily day might look like us working in a school or working with teachers to give them more curriculum for their in-school work. But also offering the fun stuff like camps and stuff where parents need a space to put their children. And with that, we take advantage of teaching kids a whole other world that they may not necessarily be exposed to.
Yeah. And so much so I like the idea of, actually helping parents because they want reasons to keep their kids engaged. And that's what you're doing with this particular franchise, isn't it?
It is. It focuses on children who are not necessarily active in sports or like artistic. Some kids are very quiet or lack confidence in a lot of ways.
Yes.
And I think what this style of programming that we do with the kids gives them a whole new confidence level, which is not found in sports or arts. And it's their little, as we call it, their little bubble, right? And if we see that, then we're going to foster that. Yes.
Sure. I so much agree with you. And Andrew, what does a typical class or a session look like when it comes to doing Bricks for Kids?
Well, a typical setting would be, first of all, we want to create like excitement in what's coming in. So we have a sit down with the kids first, and we tell them what they're going to be doing today, and we engage in either we do teamwork together or they do it individual, depending on what type of program they'll be doing. Then, of course, there's the usual setup of everything. The kids get to be hands-on, setting up everything, opening their programs and getting ready to do the class, connecting with either the robots or what the program is of the day. Sorry. And we really want them to be engaged and enjoy what they're doing. So it's super important, the animator too. So the animator really brings the class to life. And then Bricks for Kids is like the icing on the cake. It helps with all the little extras for it.
Yeah. I so much have this feeling today that my viewers out there, of course, they are aspiring franchisee owners, but they'll be parents and they'll be saying, hey, if Bricks for Kids is not in my area, why don't I think of doing Bricks for Kids myself?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my next question to you, Samantha, how do parents and school respond to this type of learning? Any interesting success stories that you would like to share with our viewers today?
Parents love it. Kids love it. It's a big demand here. And we see that all the time, just not even just in schools, but within our camp programs, people ask us all the time for it. I think it's different and it's not a typical program that's just offered all the time. So it's always an interest level and there's always something different to do, but it also brings a factor of creativity and it's educational at the same time, right? It's not just fun, it's also very educational. So this is something that we know that reaches out to us when the parents ask for it. We got into, during COVID, we started working with the cities and organizational communities in our programs. And some of the things that we really learned, even through the school system, is that we have a lot of kids coming from refugee countries, like refugees coming to the countries with very financial needs, and even kids in our areas who don't get to do camps and programs after school because their parents can't afford it. Mm-hmm. And a project that I created with Andrew was we made a proposal to the city, or one of our commissioners in the cities, and we said we'd like to try this type of program. And I'm going to tell you, it's been one of the most phenomenal programs that we have created, and we've been running it now for the past 4 years, and we're doing it again this year. Every year they give us a bit of a little grant just so that we can cover the salaries of our employees, not even to say we're making money from it. It's not our money maker, but what it is that we have created this program where not just the kids get to come have fun with us, but the parents too. And we get to meet and network with other parents and make friends in a country, or get to know other families for support. So this is just not about educational, but community. So we've really enjoyed that. It's been one of our biggest projects, and we're very proud of it.
Well, what should I say? Take a bow and clap, clap, clap.
Thank you.
All right. So so let's move to the next segment. We want to know, and our viewers out there would also want to know the challenges and the successes which you would like to share running a franchise. But Andrew, to you, every business has its challenges. What were some of the biggest hurdles you faced in launching and running of a Bricks for Kids franchise in Montreal?
I guess some of the hurdles would be because unfortunately we had bought it right literally 2 months before COVID hit.
Oh.
So we were really excited getting everything, and then COVID hit and everything got shut down.
Yes.
So we weren't able to run anything for months on end. So that was a bit tough to try to figure out how we're going to be able to do this, because we were new to it, we were getting involved, and how to get into the community, but we weren't allowed to make contact. Mm-hmm. So we had to get innovative. Samantha and I, we came up with ideas of making Bricks for Kids kits that we would send out to the parents, and they would do it during Zoom. That way the kids could still do stuff, and then the kits would be sent back to us. They would be completely sanitized, UV sanitized, and then we would send it out. So we kept it kind of small to start. We really wanted to keep it going, even though we didn't want kids to be stuck home and not doing anything. So this helped a lot. That was a great idea. Yeah. The startup was a bit tough, but then after we got a lot of support and through the community and through Bricks for Kids, and Samantha and I buckled down. The first few years, we were we didn't want to take a salary or anything. We really wanted to focus on building the company. And slowly it picked up by itself. We met a lot of great people, a lot of great franchisees, yourself, the CEO, Chris, everybody. We had a great time, and they helped along the way. And it takes time, but if you put the effort in, the results will come, because there's a great network support. And it helps to have a great partner like Samantha with me. So.
Truly, truly, truly. And on that note, with you, Samantha, how did you market your business in the early days, if you would like to share it with us?
So in the early days, like Andrew mentioned, we got hit with COVID, so it was really, really hard. So a lot of our marketing and communicating with parents was through our own networks that we already had, through our other work that we do, or through our schoolings and connections that we have with parents. We also did a lot of email marketing, Facebook marketing, things like that. Just kept it very simple and a lot of word of mouth. Yes. So it was saying to my friends, hey, we're going to run this. Do you think somebody would be interested? Oh, wait, Samantha's program is running this. So it was a lot of word of mouth. And because it was COVID, people were looking for things to do with their kids all the time. So this helped a little bit. And then eventually it was just getting back into the schools. But we do have a bit of a network that we had built, which was really nice. And we used that to the best of our advantage as we could.
Yeah. So do you think of, you touched upon some of those Facebook, What strategies help you to build a strong customer base? If you would like to, throw some light on this.
Strategies to building customers is getting to know them, making them feel like they're just as important as you are, not treating them like a customer. Especially when you're working with their children, they want to know that you're going to be that other person that's going to be like them to their children, right? So
Yes.
if we make their kids happy and we give them a program that makes them feel like their kids are safe and secure, then that's what's going to happen. And customer service skills is very important in our work. It's a key.
Yes.
So we make sure that we listen, that we try to understand them, and that we're not shutting them down when it's something, that they want so much and we don't really agree to it, but we find a way to work around it.
Yes.
So that's important for us.
Mhm.
That's what we have mostly done.
What I hear from you guys, honestly, is sometimes we try to think out of the box, but the other times it's really the basics that you stick to and you stay true to, and they always work, don't they?
They do.
Yeah, it's always putting people first and
Yes.
the kids first, because honestly, the money that comes in is an after effect of doing something that's right. So you will always make money if you put like people first and the humanity first aspect of it. And that's the great thing about this, is like you're interacting one on one with the kids, and the parents see that, and then they tell friends, and then they tell friends, and it just keeps spreading like that.
Sure. 100%. And Andrew, on that note, if there's any mistake that you'd like to share with us and our viewers, saying, hey, if I wouldn't have, maybe, that's one mistake you did, but turned into a valuable lesson for future.
We're still relatively a young franchise, so I would say don't panic at the beginning. Don't get nervous and start being like, "Oh, this is not working. How am I going to make this work? I put this much into it, this much time." Just remember that staying consistent is the most important thing. Anything you do, as long as you stay consistent, you keep working at it, the results will come.
Yes.
So take your time and use the tools of not only, I would say, the Bricks for Kids franchise, but your fellow franchisees like us. And you can always reach out to us, and and we'll help you along the way with listen and give you some subtle hints here and there, and it will come. It's just a patience.
Just patience. So true. On that note, I also want to know about the support from the franchisor, and in this case, Bricks for Kids. So Samantha, goes to you. Would you like to talk about the support that you guys have received from the franchisor Bricks for Kids, the team, and how important was that support in your success journey so far with Bricks for Kids? I know you said you are a young franchisee still, but yes, if you'd like to share the support and how that has worked for you.
So the support has been really nice. It makes a huge difference because as new owners, and especially how we got into ours with COVID, it was a big struggle. The first year was very challenging, even, it's hard to say the type of support, but I know through Bricks for Kids, we did receive as a whole entirety a lot of support to help us get through those months of not being able to operate, providing us with ideas, new innovation stuff, trying to think outside the box. So this was really great. When it comes to the technology and, getting our websites up and doing the, the franchise agreement stuff, things like that, all the little technical curriculum stuff, that support's been phenomenal. And, we have a lot of that. And I think that makes it so much easier on our side when we want to execute our job. Chris, Dalen, all the, Allison when she was there, all of them have been great people. When we have an issue or we're not happy about something, or we feel stressed about something and we make a call, they reassure us, they listen to us and they say, okay, how can we help you fix this? And they do. It's not always fixed overnight. Nothing is fixed overnight, but you're not alone. And that's one thing that I think was very important, is that we didn't feel like, not for the core video, but like after that we didn't feel like we were alone anymore. Like we felt like we could connect. And meeting other franchisees, getting to know them through the networking helped a lot, because it's not just the management support, but it's also the other franchises owners who can support you along the way. Because as a team, it's nice to work with other people that are doing the same thing as you. So that was very, very, very nice.
Yeah. And somehow this always brings me to a very famous quote, which says franchising is all about getting into business for yourself and not by yourself. And exactly what you just said, Samantha. And with this, I have another follow-up thing for you. Anything you would like to talk about, specific about the leadership team at Bricks for Kids? Anything you have to say about the leadership team?
They're amazing. I'm thankful to them. They've been great. I think they work hard, and that they always try to find something new for us. Nobody is perfect. There's not a single business out there that's ever going to be 100%. You're going to have your challenges, but what's nice is that they do listen and they hear us. So when we have ideas, they don't just say, no, you're not shut down. They like your ideas, and they say, oh my God, that's so cool. How do you do that? And that makes it fun. It goes back to, my previous thing of what I said about with people and families, is they make us feel like we're not just, like
Business
another owner. Yeah. They make us feel like we're human and that we're part of their team. It's not about who's CEO or who's president or who's the financial advisor. It's like they treat you like you're equal to them, which makes you feel nice. You're not here and you're there kind of feeling, so which is really nice.
Yeah, yeah. And Andrew, with this, are there any plans for expansion or anything new from you guys in the future you'd like to touch upon?
Well, we're working on adding some more territories, so we can try to reach out a bit more. We're also looking into actually the rural areas. I don't know, for us it's some farm areas.
Yeah.
Because it's smaller little communities there, and it'd be nice to when they have their little community events and stuff like that, we could go out to them and offer here we have apple picking, pumpkin picking, and things like that, and we could do a little stand for them where we start to get into that, setting up little booths so that the kids can come try it, and the name gets out there too. So a lot of community events we're getting into, and I'd say, yeah, that's our biggest thing, is just try to get into the smaller communities and get because the city's pretty easy. It's word of mouth, but it's getting out there into the rural areas too.
Yes. Exciting. Well, thank you guys. With this, I want to move to the next segment, which I like to call Your Advice for Aspiring Franchise Owners. So, Andrew, we know there are many people out there who want to start a franchise, but they honestly don't know where to begin. What advice would you give to someone considering a franchise business, or for that matter, let's say any franchise business, I would say?
I would say, I think your first thing that you'd have to do is obviously get into something that you really enjoy.
Yes.
Don't try to franchise and get into something that's just big at the moment. Because if you don't go in and enjoy what you're doing, it shouldn't be work. Then it's just going to be work, and you're not going to enjoy it. So do your research, find something you enjoy. For us, it was expanding kids' imaginations and education. So that was our passion. And then after that, I would say look for a good support network.
Yes.
Support network comes in the form of not only the franchise owners, but also who the franchisees, the people that are there. It's nice to communicate with everybody. And one thing my mother instilled into me is that when you work, it's like a family.
Yes.
So that family aspect is really important. It's you can come to that older brother or that, and then just have a conversation. So I think those are things that really help you get into the right franchise. Yeah, and then from there, it's I was blessed, so get a good partner, because you know what, we're not all good at everything, but we're all good at something. So I have my strengths, and then Samantha complements my weaknesses in an aspect, and then together we're like one strong team, able to like go ahead with our goals and dreams. So don't be afraid to find a good partner or get a group together and do it together.
Very true. Super cool. And Andrew, what should someone look for in a when they are evaluating a franchise opportunity? What, according to you, they should look forward to?
I think we had like a checklist together of what we were looking for, and then we jumped in it.
I think, sorry, I'm going to jump in there. I'm going to help. I think what's important when you're looking for evaluating a franchise is the brand you're getting into, for one. When like, what are they? Who are they?
Yeah.
What do they entail? Is it something, and as Andrew said, like, it has to be something you want to do, because if it's not something you want to do or your interest, you won't be as good as it, won't be comfortable to you. So, look at what it does and, get the testimonials, get the reviews, inquire about it, try it out yourself, and see how it goes. Like, go witness it, and I think witnessing it, having that hands-on experience is also like, oh, you know what, this is really nice. And who are the people behind it? Are they the ones who are going to be there for you? Your support system? What is their marketing like? Those are the things that you look at. Everything else, I think, comes into place after, like any business does. But I think it's really important to really evaluate and see the foundation of that business that you're about to franchise with. And what you do for yourself is, what do I want to make out of it? So this is them, but what do I want if I do this? And that is part of your evaluating the franchise, because everybody can give you all the tools you want, but you have to create that program after, because you have to make it your own. So I think that's the second portion of evaluating is, how can I take this and make it my own? Because you need your. So I think that would be the most factors.
Yeah, make your like we did. We made a checklist of what we were looking for in a franchise. Well, and it was like the humanity aspect of it, the human relation aspect of it, the ease of marketing. Well, I would say marketing, the ease of using the product.
Yes.
Seeing how it interacts. Like, we went to other Bricks for Kids events, and we looked at it and we said, oh, this is really interesting. And we looked for what separated it from like the others, because yes, there's a lot of STEM programs and things out there, but this had something a little bit different. So we were like, oh, this is much more interesting, and we could make it our own. It wasn't like we were stuck into a mold and said this is how it had to be. We were able to be creative and things too. So I think, like I said, the checklist, the creativity, the human aspect, the support, and all that. You look into that, and that's how we evaluated our franchise before we came in with Bricks for Kids.
100%. I'm sure all what you guys said is really going to be helpful for people who want to get into a franchise. Well, with this, Samantha, what skills or mindset, I would still like to stress upon mindset, are most important to be successful in franchising, according to you?
I think the mindset has to be that you have to be ready for what's going to come. Like, you have to be just, you got to expect the good and you got to expect the bad. Don't think it's always going to be the easy road, because it's not. I would say follow the success of it, meaning, like, for example, Bricks for Kids is a huge name, and it has it's already founded and it has its name. So take that and follow it before you start, like, don't try to make it something it's not. You know what I mean? Like, don't reinvent something until you know what it is.
Yes.
Be community oriented, meaning, like, make sure you have the relationships with the people, networking. You've got to be somebody who's ready to get on the ground and do some of the hardship of work and connecting with your families and your parents or colleagues or schools, organizations. And I always feel like that it's not just a business, but it's like, what's that word I'm looking for?
It's like your baby. Make it your own.
Yes, exactly. It's not just
from
Yeah,
infancy all the way to adulthood. You're going to watch your ideas and your dreams grow.
Yes. Yes.
yeah. You want to thrive, right? At the end of the day, you just want your business to thrive. So how can I make it mine? And you have to have that positivity attitude to it, knowing that there's going to be ups and downs, and you just don't give up. You just put your feet forward and say, "I'm going to do this," and I think anything is possible. Like,
Yes.
no, anything is possible.
Well, I love it. Take it as your baby, and yeah, that's so good, pertinent way of putting it out there. So, any one of you can, say answer maybe. If you could go back and give yourselves a piece of advice before starting, what would that be?
Maybe, I mean, the same would be helpful for anyone who's looking to start a franchise, for that matter, a Bricks for Kid franchise. What would that advice be for yourself?
Okay.
So, maybe,
Content without that's that. Advice would be, and I would say,
Go, like, don't be afraid.
Mhm.
Don't be afraid to take that risk. Don't be afraid to not try something new. To make it an adventure. Try it like as if it's like, hey, I'm gonna try a new I want to try new something in my life, and it's like you go skiing, or if you try since I've never skied before, oh, come try. When you try it, it's like that, and it's really important that when just be confident.
Mhm.
And believe that what you're going to put your hands on, or what your mind is going to do, is that it's going to create something rewarding. And at the end of the day, it's going to have that effect. Like sometimes you don't feel it, but you do. And when you see that one kid who smiles and says thank you, or gives you that hug, or whatever it is, a parent who smiles and sends you that note of thank yous to your staff, you feel like you've done your job, and it feels nice. So don't be afraid. Be confident and be ready to take that challenge. It's supposed to be fun. Anything you do should always have that fun factor in what you do. Because if it's not fun, then it gets a little bit trickier, right?
Yeah. So enjoy what you do.
Yeah. Don't worry about the technical aspect of it. That'll come together in time.
Yes.
Just be confident in what your ability is, and what you don't have, or you look for help in the outside, and you'll bring it together.
100%. All right. So we are now done with our serious part, and we are into the fun part, rapid fire. And I'm very excited about it. And any one of you can answer before we wrap up. So this will be a quick rapid fire. Anyone can jump in. Are you guys ready?
Mhm.
All right. So here we go. So what's your favorite activity with Bricks for Kids business?
Mine is Technic Robotics.
Mine's more the artistic mosaic part.
Cool. One book or podcast that every entrepreneur should check out.
For me, it's The Richest Man in Babylon.
Cool.
Yes, that's a good one.
It's a fantastic book.
All right. And the best piece of business advice you have ever received?
For me, it's really do what you love. Don't make it a job, so it's not coming in every day. And again, like I said, the money is the aspect of doing something that's well done. Like it's kind of not a reward, but it's
I think teamwork, and this for me, it's not to be like the best case to say is go for your dreams, achieve the best you can. Nothing is perfect, but whatever you try, you will succeed. Succession comes with trying. So that's my mom always used to tell me that. She goes,
Very cool. Very cool.
yes.
And
For mine was it was money is like the result of an effort done well.
absolutely. And one thing you wish people knew about franchising?
a lot of friendships.
Yeah, a lot of
A lot of
times.
friendships.
Yeah, you meet a lot of new people, and it really opens up.
Very cool. My last question. If you could teach kids one skill, obviously besides STEM, what would that be?
Besides them, I would tell them be the best they can be and never look back. There's no right or wrong.
Mhm. All right.
Could you repeat the question for me?
I said, if you could teach one skill besides STEM, what would that be? Kids.
Yeah, to have a strong belief in yourself and don't listen to the naysayers. There's a lot of people that are going to be like, no, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. You just have to remember that the naysayers are the ones who are not adventurous. Those are the ones who are not going to do it. But you don't listen to them and you go out there and do it. When you get it done, those same naysayers are the ones that are going to come back and say, oh, look, I knew you could. So believe in yourself. Don't listen to the outside world.
Well, all right. Thank you so much, Samantha and Andrew. Really, I don't want this session to end because it's been so engaging. Your answers are so inspiring. I love all the suggestions that you gave, and I'm sure this is going to be incredibly informative to all my viewers.
Thank you, Nishan, for having us, and hope we were able to give them a little dip their toe into Bricks for Kids, and more than that, the community that they're getting into, like the friendships and everything that they're going to be seeing and doing.
Yes, thank you so much, Nishan, for this. It's been a pleasure, and it's to the whole team as well. So we'd like to say thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Samantha and Andrew, for sharing your incredible journey and insights with us today. Well, your stories, I can tell you, are truly inspiring, offers valuable lessons for anyone looking into venture into the franchise world or specifically Bricks for Kids. Well, to our listeners, as I always say, I hope you find this episode of Franchise Forward both informative and motivating. If you have any questions or you want to learn more about franchise opportunities or specifically Bricks for Kids franchise in particular, please visit our website franchisetoworld.com. And yes, stay tuned for more episodes featuring experts, successful franchisees. As I always say, until next time, keep pushing forward with your franchise dreams. See you.